Jai Shri. Welcome all of you for this in this memory sessions to our foreground channel. And for the sake of beginning, that there per mala, and we also discuss first two malas. The first mala was about loading from your subconscious, loading the sevak ego or the ego of being servant of Nama Prabhu. And that is the bhavana of being. Nama sevak or a servant means first thing is obedience. So being an obedient Nama sevak, obedient to whom? To Guru's instruction, who's taught us, who is our immediate master, who is the supreme Nama sevak. So in obedience to Srila Prabhupada, the spirit of obedience in the first mala, you start your first mala, the obedience is to the command of Srila Prabhupada, chanting, come hearing concurrently. Chanting and hearing the very same sound, exactly the same sound. Simultaneously, on each sound, your Kriya Chesta and Jnana Chesta should overlap. The application of these two Chesta should overlap on each Nama that is manifesting on your tongue. So, this is such a basic thing. This is mindful japa part. Now, throughout the 16 rounds, I have designed it in such a way that you get practice for delightful chanting and soulful chanting. Many suggestions were there. The spiritful chanting and soulful chanting is confusing, Prabhu. Spirit is soul only, no? So I changed the spiritful chanting to delightful chanting, because that is what is the difference. We are adding delight. Delight in chanting, delight in hearing. Even on your suggestions, I have changed delight of hearing, joy of hearing to delight of hearing. Why? Because let delight build over delight. Delight in hearing, delight in chanting, delight in hearing, delight in tasking. All three are delight. One delight builds up over another delight. Then it becomes soulful japa, becomes delightful japa. Now, soulful japa, mindful japa. Mindful japa becomes delightful japa. And delightful japa, with further bhavana, offering of bhavana, it becomes soulful japa. Whether it is for mindful japa or whether it is for delightful japa or soulful japa, the foundation is the first two rounds. One is the loading of your Nama Sevak ego, because the japa is a relationship, and next 16 rounds you are in relationship with the holy name. So your relationship ego should be active, and then the relationship will be active. Again, to tell you the example, if the teacher goes towards a student, stands in the classroom, and if he is not in the teacher ego of teacher, is a relationship ego of that person. That person has got many relationship ego. At home he is husband, wife, or whatever it may be. But when it comes to teaching, he is in a teacher ego. Then There is a good relation. Why it's called relationship ego? Because it is the goal of that is relationship. So in the same way, Namasevak has to be loaded throughout. You cannot forget that. You cannot load some other relationship ego. What is the other relationship ego? Oh, you have some problem to solve. So you have a, problem tackler ego. You think, find out solution, all this. If you are doing that, then where you are in relationship with Nama, you are simply mechanically chanting. So it is very foundational. Now, for that relationship ego, that I am the Sevak of Nama Prabhu, another very fundamental, all-pervading bhavana that is required for even mindful japa is Shraddha, is a faith. And the basic faith, and that we have discussed. I don't want to repeat, I have discussed. One aspect of it is still remaining. But I have discussed what is basically the faith in the presence of the Lord. One has to feel the presence in the vibration of the Lord, the unmanifest presence, and the Shakti Avaishanama presence. So that apart, that is, I'm just trying to round up. The second round on faith we talked about. But basically, so far about faith, we talked about the presence of the Nama. Then there is another dimension to that faith, which is called relationship faith. That means to have faith that the Lord, like you say, I trust you. It's a relationship. When you come before me, I say, I trust you. So when you come before me, first to come before me, to feel His presence, I need existential faith that He is before me. Then I need relationship faith that, He's compassionate. He will reciprocate. So I will talk about relationship faith tomorrow. But today I would like to go back again to Mala 1. Systematically. How to load this Nama Sevak ego. How to get into the mood of japa. The ego of japa. So let us see that today. Because in each of these module from 90 to 105, which I am going to write, there are 16 different modules. Each module, the scheme of thing is that a summary of statements will be given, which will lead to that one single statement of bhavana. And then further elaborations. Like that. It's just like Presi writing, no? You have a big essay, then finally you summarize it into a small, 3-4 paragraphs. And finally you have maybe, 2-3 lines. As soon as you think of those 2-3 lines, you read those 2-3 lines. Practically the entire essay will unfold in your mind automatically. So now we will do one thing. Just like in the case of faith, I gave 16 points of faith. Today morning I was very inspired to create 6-7 points of relationship, which loads the relationship ego. So let us read that. I'll tell you what it is. You'll be thrilled that if I have to be Nama Sevak, I have to know Nama. If you don't know somebody, you cannot have a relationship with somebody, isn't it? So you need to know him first. Generally we have known, but we need to know very specifically about it. We know so much about Krishna, but Nama we do not know so much. So what is the best thing? Best thing is, we already discussed in one of the modules, what Lord Krishna himself says about his Nama. Is there a better way to get introduced to Nama? To introduce to Nama whose servant you are becoming? You should know. You should know the person whose servant you are becoming. Oh, I am this person's servant. Okay. Then there is a relevance in what japa you are doing. There is a meaning in that relationship. So we will see now, one by one, what Krishna says about his Nama. After that, I have turned that into a paragraph where it triggers my relationship with the Nama. You will see that now. And every day, if you spend before your japa for a few days, you don't have to spend, maybe 1 month if you do, it's all right. If you spend 5 minutes in meditating on what Krishna told about his Nama, then your relationship with Nama becomes realistic. Purpose, everything becomes very, very meaningful. Why you are chanting and all. So I will project this on the screen, and then I will explain this. Okay, so this is the initial posting part, because as I said, all these modules part by part only I'm posting. Just like in faith, 16 points I posted. Now this is the first posting for the first mala. See, contemplation for Sevak Bhavan. Sevak Bhavan is the first ego, first mala. Feeling of being the servant of Nama Prabhu, followed by obedience or surrender to Srila Prabhupada's golden command, chant and exactly same sound you hear. And diamond commands, chant loudly and hear. Japa is a relationship with Nama Prabhu. We should know a person before you can have a relationship with him. And the best way to know about Nama Prabhu is to hear from Krishna himself about Nama Prabhu. The following glorification in 5 verses is the best meditation to load the Sevak ego in our conscious mind before beginning your daily japa. Now, this is one. First of all, the fact that the Lord has incarnated. This is the most important verse with respect to Nama. Whenever Prabhupada speaks, he profusely quotes this verse and the next verse. These 2 verses, bring you into the entire mood. Kalikale Nama Rupe Krishna Avatara, Nama Haite Haya Sarva Jagata Nisthara. In this age of Kali, the holy name of the Lord Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the incarnation of Lord Krishna. Simply by chanting the holy name, one associates with the Lord directly. Anyone who does this is certainly delivered. So first thing is, for you to understand, you're taking your Japamala, you have to understand that the incarnation of Lord Krishna is on this earth. And now anybody who chants his name, the Lord descends on that tongue to give association. This is the meaning of Nama Rupe Krishna Avatar. See, it says Nama Haite Haya Sarva Jagatta Nishtara. Simply by chanting, one associates directly with the Lord. Entire Jagat, anyone who does this is certainly delivered. Sarva Jagat Nishtara. So, feeling the social presence of Nama Prabhu. That means in the society, the present society, Nama Prabhu is active in his Leela. So that is number one. Second one that Prabhupada profusely quotes. This also is pregnant with meaning. Everything about Nama is contained in this. This is from Padma Purana. Nama Chintamani Krishna's Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddha Nitya Mukta Abhinnatva Nama Naminaha. So first is Nama is a Chintamani. Chintamani means a touchstone. It fulfills all of one's desire for bhakti. Whatever you desire for bhakti or relationship with Krishna, it can give. Of course, all material things it can automatically give. That is a different thing. Here, Nama Chintamani it can give all spiritual benediction. We need so many spiritual benediction. Is it not? We need attachment to Krishna. We need detachment from the matter. We need detachment from ignorance. These are all spiritual benediction. We need transcendental knowledge. Knowledge about Krishna. We need to know the glories of Krishna, unlimited glories. More and more the glories of Krishna should shine in my heart. So he's a Chintamani, Nama Chintamani. One whom you are worshipping, that very Nama can give everything. And what is it? It is Krishna himself. Krishna Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. Chaitanya means Satchit Ananda. Rasa Vigraha is a Satchidananda Rasa Vigraha. Obviously, it means is a personality. Chaitanya means personality. Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. Purna Shuddha means he is Purna. He is complete. And he is Shuddha, is completely pure. Nama Prabhu is complete in all aspects. Nothing is lacking in the Nama. The personality of Krishna himself is a Nama. So there is nothing that is lacking in it. Purna Shuddha. Shuddha means completely pure. Nitya Mukta. That means even though the Lord is in the material world, performing his Leela, he is Nitya Mukta. Just like when we take this material body, the soul is spirit, body is matter. We get trapped, isn't it? We come under the influence of material energy. But when Krishna descends into the material world, for instance, Krishna's Nama, Purna Shuddha Nama, Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Nama, who is Aprakrita Nama, or transcendental name of the Lord, eternally existing in the spiritual world. When he enters the sound on your tongue, when he makes the Shakti when he makes the sound, converts that sound into Shakti Avesha Nama, the empowered name, he always remains in a transcendental platform. In one sense, you can say the Shakti Avesha Nama is like the material body of the Lord. Because in the material world, you need a body of matter. You can say it's a body of matter for my sake. He doesn't need to express anything in the material world. He doesn't need. He can act from his Satchidananda plane in the material world. Everything is Satchidananda for him. Everything is spiritual. But I cannot see him. So for my sake, he enters a material vibration. For my sake, he enters the external Vigraha in the deity. For my sake. Now, I have also entered this material body, but I lost my consciousness. I am identifying with the matter. Krishna, even if he identifies with the Shakti Avesha Nama, Krishna says, you serve the Shakti Avesha Nama, that service is as good as service to me. So even though he identifies, that's me, for the sake of receiving services, that's me. The Nama you're chanting on the tongue is Krishna, I identify, it's me. But he does not fall down. Nitya Mukta is eternally liberated. This is very, very important to understand about Avatara Tattva. Whenever the Lord comes into this material world, whenever he assumes a human body or any body that appears to our eyes, that should not be considered to be that the Lord is entrapped in the material energy the way we are entrapped. At the same time, Lord is empowering the Nama, is empowering the external Vigraha. External Vigraha is different than before the Lord enters. So this is the meaning of Nitya Mukta. Abhinnatva nama naminoha. This is a very important principle, the non-difference of the name and the owner of the name. That means here is a declaration by Padma Purana that Krishna's name is Krishna. So let's read the translation also. The holy name of Krishna is transcendently blissful. It bestows all spiritual benediction, for it is Krishna himself, the reservoir of all pleasure. Krishna's name is complete, that is Purna. It is the form of transcendental complete, it's pure. And it is a form of transcendental mellows, that is Rasa Vigraha. It is not material name under any circumstance. It is no less powerful than Krishna himself. Since Krishna's name is not contaminated by material qualities, there is no question of its being involved with Maya. Krishna's name is always liberated and spiritual. It is never conditioned by the laws of material nature. This is because the name of Krishna and Krishna himself are identical. So it's a superb verse. Nama Chintamani Krishna Chaitanya Vigraha. Purna Shuddha Nitya Mukta Bhinnatva Nama Namino. Okay, now let us come to what Krishna himself says. This is 2. Now third series is a series of 5 verses, which is from Adi Purana, quoted by Sanatana Goswami in Bhakti Vilasa, Hari Bhakti Vilasa. This is also very precious for us, because precious for us for what? To feel that Sevak ego. Whose servant are you? Whose servant are you? Then only you will feel, no. Simply being servant attitude is not enough. Whose servant are you? So this we have seen. Now we will go once again. We have seen probably in the early modules which we have discussed. This is mentioned. Now, what does Krishna say about his name? This point should strike you, very important. Krishna himself is telling about his name, glories of his name to Arjuna in these 5 verses quoted from Adi Purana. This is a very big step for us to become from Krishna's servant to Nama servant. We are all devotees of Krishna. We hardly, after coming into, like many people say, okay, Prabhu, I didn't even hear this Nama Prabhu word before. Now I am hearing this Nama Prabhu word before. As far as Krishna consciousness means serving Krishna. Okay, his name you chant, you will get Krishna Bhakti. All this we are going little advanced level. Soulful japa is advanced level of japa when you are serious about japa. Not that if you don't do soulful japa, if you don't hear these sessions, you have no hope. It's not a fact. This soulful japa series is a second step of ecstasy. You have felt that I want to perfect my association with the Nama Prabhu during japa. You want to excel in that relationship. Even if you are simply chanting, you don't need to know what is Nama Prada, you don't need to know what is Nama Abhasa, you don't have to know what is Shuddha Nama, nothing. Simply tip of your tongue chants Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Slowly go on chanting, everything will manifest. But I am impatient. I want fast. When everything is available in the scriptures, when everything is revealed by Prabhupada, When he says this is the best way to do it, why I should not take it and run fast? Why I should not gallop in my relationship with Nama Prabhu? And that is what I am sharing with all of you. Never mistake that if you don't know about soulful japa, you don't benefit. No, it takes a little longer time. Here it is a very scrutinized study of Srila Prabhupada's instruction on japa for accelerated progress. What progress you achieve in 10 years, you can achieve in 10 months if you do that japa, this kind of japa. So therefore you don't, okay, it's all unusual, why I should become a serious student of Srila Prabhupada. You want to become a serious student, then you should do. Like Prabhupada says, you have to practice. Whether it is a Nama Japa, concurrent chanting, come hearing, or even whether it is a faith. Yesterday I was reading a quote of Srila Prabhupada on faith. You are saying you have to create faith by reading and hearing from bona fide sources. You have to create faith. That is exactly what we said, contemplation. So therefore, we are going through this exercise. First verse, Krishna says to Arjuna, Dhanama Sadrisham Jnanam. There is no knowledge equal to my name. Means the name of the Lord has compressed all the knowledge is inside that Nama. Because he is what? Satchidananda Vigraha. And he is Supreme Satchidananda Vigraha. Supreme Satchidananda means total chit is there in him, in that Nama. This is the Nama to whom I am becoming the servant. Nanama Sadrisham Jnanam. Nanama Sadrisham. Sadrisham means there is nothing equal to. Nanama Sadrisham. Vradam. No vow equal to my name. Nanama Sadrisham Dhyanam. No meditation like my name. No, Nanama Sadrisham Phalam. No result is like Nama. Now, to make it personal, every day the devotee can chant this and become very specific and make these glorifications of Nama Prabhu. What is this? I'll read. Same 4 things, meanings I put it in a different way. 4 translations I put it in a. That's Krishna is speaking, now I am speaking. After hearing Krishna, now I am speaking. What is that? My dear Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu, you are all knowledge. Second line, my dear Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu, my chanting come hearing is the greatest. My chanting and hearing you is the greatest vow. My dear Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu, my chanting and hearing you is the greatest meditation. My dear Nama Prabhu, my concurrent chanting come hearing you brings the highest good. Because Krishna is himself, therefore I say hearing you, chanting you and hearing you. You are in Nama Rupa. Chanting and hearing you brings the highest good. Then, second verse. Nanama Sadrisha Tyagi. No renunciation is like my Nama. Nanama Sadrisham Shama. No peace like my Nama. Nanama Sadrisham Punyam. No piety is like Nama. Nanama Sadrisham Gatihi. No goal of life is like my Nama. Now I turn them into glorification, prayers of glorification by the chanter. So you feel that relationship. See, when I say, my dear Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu, I specifically said not Nama Prabhu, Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu. Note that. Because we are worshipping the Nama in the form of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That is the long name of our Nama Prabhu. So he is also in short called Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu. That is the mantra Swarupa. My dear Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu, Attachment to my chanting and hearing you is the greatest detachment from everything. Because it's a tyagi, no? Highest tyaga, nama. So if I am attached to my chanting, come hearing you, that is the greatest detachment from everything. I don't have to separately detach. If I get attached to chanting, come hearing, done. My dear Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu, my chanting, come hearing you, spreads absolute peace. Param Shanti. My dear Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu, my chanting, come hearing you, is the highest punya, Param Punyam. Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu, Sadrisham Punyam. Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu, my chanting, come hearing you, is the only goal, na gati. Sadrisham Gati, the only goal. Then, third verse. You have to feel each of these things. These are all very common things. It doesn't need much explanation. Namaye Parama Mukti. My Nama is supreme liberation, Krishna says. Not easy to get liberation from this material world. Huh? Not easy. Requires so much tapas, so much austerity, so much of punya, so much of all these things required even to get liberated. Here you are talking about going back to Godhead. My Nama is a supreme goal, Paramagatihi. My Nama is Parama, topmost place. Nameve Paramastitihi. My name is the supreme abode. Turn that into glorification. My dear Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu, my chanting, come hearing you, is a supreme liberation. My dear Nama Prabhu, my chanting, come hearing you, is a supreme goal. My dear Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu, my chanting, come hearing, is the highest peace. So that third one, what is it? Shanti. Previous one, also some Shanti was there. That was Shama. Okay. Go ahead. We'll see what. I do not know the source of this translation. We'll check that up. Maybe some correction may be required. My dear Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu, my chanting and hearing takes me to the supreme abode. Okay. That is Paramastitihi. Paramastitihi. Okay. Fourth verse. Nameve Parama Bhakti. My Nama is supreme devotion. Nameve Parama Gati. My name is the supreme destination. Nameve Parama Priti. My name is the supreme love and happiness. Nameve Parama Smritihi. My Nama is the supreme thought. So, we have turned it into glorification. I want to link this to each chanting and hearing. That is what I am trying to do. Please understand. My dear Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu, my chanting come hearing you is a supreme devotion. That's all. That is devotion. If I attentively, concurrently chant and hear, that means that is devotion. My dear Nama Prabhu, my chanting come hearing you is the supreme destination. There is nowhere else to go beyond that. That itself is destination. Nama himself, chanting, hearing, chanting, come hearing itself is a goal of chanting, come hearing. Why are you chanting, come hearing? If somebody asks you, oh, I am hearing so that one day perfectly I can chant and hear, because that is the ultimate destination. It is seeing Krishna face to face. That is why I am chanting Hare Krishna, so that I can chant and hear perfectly. Next, my dear Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu, my chanting come hearing you is the supreme love and happiness. Even if you're stone-hearted, every day you simply say, my dear Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu, your heart will melt. You may feel, I don't feel like that, Prabhu. But simply you chant every day, my dear Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu, you will become personal. This is called Vaidhi Bhakti. Follow, then automatically it will awaken. My dear Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu, don't feel shy, please. Call Nama Prabhu, my dear Nama Prabhu. Is he not dear? Like Prabhupada says, he's wanting to associate with us and comes down on our tongue. And who is he? Supreme Personality of Godhead. If he does that, he is not very dear to you. Don't you realize that you are dear to him? This fact should make us understand that we are dear to him. My dear Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu, my chanting come hearing you is the greatest thought of all thoughts. There is no smaranam more than Nama Smaranam. If Nama, just like Prabhupada said, what is this meditation? Meditation is nothing but hear Krishna's name. No, we should control the thought. Prabhupada replies, the greatest thought is Nama. And that is what Krishna is saying. 5th verse. 5th verse. Nameve Karanam Jantor. My name is the life of all living entities. Nameva Parama Prabhu Revacha. My name is the Supreme Lord and Master. Nameva Paramaradhyo. My Nama is Supreme Object of Worship. Krishna is telling in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, Man mana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mamaiveshi satyam te pratyajnane priyosi me. Now that same Krishna is telling that there is something superior to me to worship. Nameve Paramaradhyo. Already Krishna is a Paramaradhyo and he is saying the Paramaradhya is my Nama. You see, somebody is introducing you to somebody to have a relationship. And that Krishna himself is doing. So therefore, these qualities of Nama, you should see it from the perspective of Krishna. Krishna himself is saying, because we are all devotees of Krishna. And Krishna is telling you, worship my name. Nameva Parama Guruhu. My Nama is the Supreme Guru. He manifests through so many gurus in this world. As person gurus, as in the form of nature, in the form of even Maya, is form of Guru. But the Supreme Guru is Nama Prabhu. My Nama is the Supreme Guru. Is it not? In our case, it is very, very clear because we are chanting Hare Krishna, all this understanding of Prabhupada books is coming. Don't think you have understood all this or it is having some effect on you because you read Prabhupada's books. You read Prabhupada's book without chanting, you will see where you'll go. Nothing will stay in your head, nothing will sink into your heart. Don't take for granted. Every day you are chanting 16 rounds, that's why little that you have read has settled inside you. Without chanting, hearing will be ineffective. Without chanting and hearing, deity worship also will be full of offenses. Without chanting and hearing, you cannot vibrate with Prabhupada's purports. That rapport is not established with the author. Author is a transcendental personality. For that you need to do japa. You japa, then you read, you will see it's a different effect. So, that is why Nama, in the beginning what we said, Nama is Param Jnanam. He is the supreme source of all knowledge. So, My dear Nama Prabhu, you are my life force of all living entities. I have converted prayers like this. You're the not my, you're the life force of all living entities. My dear Nama Prabhu, you are my supreme Lord and Master. Correct those things. My dear Nama Prabhu, that my you remove. You are the okay. Next, my dear Nama Prabhu, that second Nama you remove. Yes. You are my supreme Lord and Master. My dear Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu, you are the supreme object of worship. My dear Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu, you are the supreme Guru of the whole world. So once you have loaded this personality of Nama on your mind, then there is meaning in being the Sevak. Next 2 hours, I am going to engage in your service. Please bless me. I am your eternal Sevak. And this way you begin your japa. So this is the first round. And general principle of loading relationship ego, I have spoken in the first session. If you all recall, with a nice example about teacher ego and student, all that. So that also I will include. Those are all later, but the key thing, just like 16 points of faith will be the first part of that module. That is enough for you if you read every day. Similarly, this is enough for you to read every day. But as far as even before preparation of that, to understand this whole thing, how the mind works and other things, you may have to read what I write further also. So even though these 90, 91 to 105 modules, some of them may be long, 4 or 5 pages. You don't worry about it. That it's not that every day you have to read 4 or 5 pages in order to load the bhavana, but you have to begin somewhere. Maybe 1 month you have to read. Suppose you have decided today I'm going to do all Shraddha round. You read about Shraddha for 1 week. And then you'll see that after few practices, you don't need to read all that. Those 16 points are enough. Next 1 month, you read those 16 points of faith. Finally, you don't need those 16 points in detail. You just need 1 line. You just need 1 line. That the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in the form of the brilliant Son of Satchidananda Nama, is before me, just for me. That feeling, bhavana will come. And again, and again, I am repeating. During japa, you don't think of these thoughts. Only bhavana should be there. Only bhavana means thought feelings, not thoughts. If you're contemplating during japa, then your quality of japa will go down, foreground japa. But still, foreground japa, better than thinking of so many other things. See, there are different levels. One is mechanically you're doing japa, and then so many other thoughts are coming. That is clearly mindless chanting. Now, next level better chanting is you're chanting, but you're trying to offer this bhavana. While trying to offer this bhavana, you're thinking. So bhavana is not really cooked. So you're thinking Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. You have to verbalize and think. That thinking is actually contemplation. It is not japa. Still, it is devotional service. Thinking the thoughts of the bhavana is not offensive chanting. It's not inattentive chanting. Please understand, it's not inattentive chanting. Only you're not hearing, you're missing out hearing, because hearing is most effective. You should not be practicing contemplation during japa. You should be actually doing japa. As I repeatedly said, japa is a time to eat, not to cook. Cooking time is done. So whatever you have cooked, you eat. Otherwise, don't try to. Then your cooking means then you're not eating. So if you don't hear every day the nama concurrently chanting, come hearing, if you don't do that every day, and if you engage only in contemplation, then you are doing mechanical japa, you're not hearing. Though it is not offensive, you are not accessing the Lord. It's just like telling Lord is before you, and you're saying that you don't see him at all, but you think about him. If I come before you, why don't you see me? Why you are thinking about me? Because you don't have faith that I am before you. That Nama himself is me only. What is there to think about? Hear me, no? Nama Prabhu is saying, I have come, hear me, no? Why you are thinking about me? Hear me. When I am not before you, you can think, okay, when you are not chanting, when you are doing some service and all, no problem. You think about me. You contemplate upon me. You remember me. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu ma manusmarsya yuddhacha. All times remember me and fight. That is different. You can do contemplation on Nama. Japa time. Lord. Every hearing is direct touch of the Lord. So, though I said that I'll spend one session for each of the 16 rounds, but I felt that more things should be told about these first 2 rounds, which are very, very important. I hope you understood. Without a relationship ego, there is no relationship, rest of the 16. And without a faith for that relationship ego, what all Nama Sevak should have faith that Nama is Krishna himself, Nama avatara he takes, he is Surya of Satchit Ananda, he empowers this Nama on my tongue and converts into Satchidananda ISIS that sound. That sound, when I hear, when my mind touches that sound by Shravanam, the sound, the mind gets Satchidanandaized, spiritualized. It awakens, it purifies, Chetodarpanam happens, etc., etc. All those things are matters of 16 points of faith. Fundamental. So once we settle in these two, no, then as far as rest of the rounds are concerned, it's not necessary. You have to do full round gratitude, full round of forgiveness. Do half round, doesn't matter. Or just few beats you do gratitude. And go according to what your heart feels. Your heart feels about, good about tasking, go on tasking. You jump to the 7th and to the 9th round, same bhavana. So I don't want you to be rigid in this bhavana. Somebody else asked this question about which of these, okay, after 16 rounds, which of these bhavana I can repeat. You repeat freely. This is only a training session. Nothing is rigid. Some sequence is there. Meaningful sequence is there. Shraddha. Once Shraddha is given, then there is gratitude. After gratitude, beg forgiveness. After begging forgiveness, start now. Delightfully chant and delightfully hear and delightfully task and offer priti. Lovingly chant and hear. Then all these things mix delightfully and lovingly. You see? Just like I gave you earlier an example of how soulful japa is like an orchestra. Different instruments play together. And when they play together, they create an integrated musical experience, isn't it? Similarly, when gratitude, shraddha, gratitude, delight, joy, enthusiasm, priti, vinamrata, helplessness, dependence, all these things are like different instrument playing. All these feelings, they turn into a very sweet bhavana that is offered. So when it is a practice time, I am saying 108, chalo, gratitude, 108, this one. 108, this one. So that we know how to relate that bhavana with the nama, and we also know not to get involved in thinking. If you get involved in thinking, be patient, don't worry, no hurry, no hurry, no hurry. Hurry is there only for concurrent chanting come hearing. All these are bonus. Your chanting is successful 95% simply by concurrently chanting and hearing each nama. That way you should think. So that you don't become impatient about, oh, all these bhavanas are not coming. Shanti, Shanti, let it come 1 year, 2 years, let it take. You read more and more, hear more and more. Is there an end to the to realize what all you should be grateful for to the Lord? No end. You'll go on realizing more and more. And personally in your life, as life moves on, you will feel specific instances of gratitude to the Lord. So it's a dynamic growth of relationship with the Nama Prabhu. Surrender. We surrender to so many things. Our mind surrenders to so many things. Eventually we learn everything surrender to Nama. When we have tension, we surrender to sense gratification. We get some relief. People know, with tension, they take a cigarette and they smoke. What does the devotee do when he gets tension? He smokes Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Constant cigarettes, no short of supply. And that is true, huh? Whereas that cigarette will not solve your problem. That cigarette will numb your cells intoxication. For us, Nama Prabhu solves the problem. Solves the problem if he considers it as a problem. Very often problems are good for the devotee. So we should not do our estimation. It's called Shraddha. Faith means whatever is happening to me, Lord is merciful. It's good for me. Let me respond to it in a Krishna conscious way. So these are the things. Tomorrow, one more very important session I'll take on faith. I'll give you an idea of that. The faith. So far we talked about existence. Oh, Lord is present on my tongue and etc. Another thing is the nature of the Nama is faith, that He will not let me down. It's a relationship faith. And that's very, very, so many times Krishna tests that faith. Do you still have faith in me, or you left me? He will take you to the brink of collapse even. Then He will hold you. So the kind of faith that Prahlad had. So all these examples you see. So that is another leg. That's called relationship faith. That also we have to load in our. So when Shraddha means tool, presence of the Lord. Something that you don't see, but He's there, unmanifest presence. And all the phenomena of empowering the Nama on the tongue, everything which you cannot see, you need to have faith. Plus you need to have faith in the person called Krishna. Person called Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu. You should have that faith that simply I'm not chanting. I'm in a relationship with the Lord. Okay. So for today we'll stop here, and we will take some questions there are. Okay. You mentioned Shakti, the material body of the. How can all the pure Nama be material? Please understand this repeatedly. You have to hear all the things that I have said. The nama on your tongue is produced by matter or not? Is it a matter vibration or not? Please understand. Is a matter vibration or not? Yes, it is. Matter is also Krishna. And he enters that nama, all the Shaktis enter that nama. Does it become omnipotent? When omnipotent Lord, have I not given several examples of how copper wire becomes electrified? That's how Shakti Avashanama. So is copper wire the body of the electricity? Yes. Even today when I mentioned the nama body, I said the body is meant for us, but it is not bound by the body. When you take a body, you feel very shameful to say I am embodied. When Krishna is embodied, he doesn't have to say I am conditioned, Nitya Mukta. He enters the material Vigraha, but he is not limited by that material Vigraha. That material Vigraha can even walk. Go back to the question again. What is the second part of the question? The material body. How can all pure nama? Okay. Second part. How can all pure nama be material? For God, anything is material. That means there is something greater than God. Something can independently exist of God. For God, nothing is a material. Repeatedly learned this. Prabhupada repeats this. Prabhupada uses this word. Even if Krishna has taken a material body, it is not material. There's a statement like this. I'd like to hear from you, Grace, the concept of infinity, comparison, and understanding of infinity by scientists. Yes, this will go into another session. Too much Jnanic session. Okay. Prime Minister of UK and many big people have chanted Hare Krishna. Your thoughts? Anybody who chants Hare Krishna will get blessing. No doubt. That to come to the temple and chant, they'll get blessing. What is the special session on Janmashtami? No, we're not next. Can we go ahead with mindful japa if we don't get bhavanas from heart automatically? Can we go ahead? You should go ahead. I am already telling you. I am just introducing this Sadbhavana japa. Doesn't mean that you can do it. Even I cannot do it today so much. I may be a little better than you because I have practiced longer time. So not just because jnana is not equal to implementation. Knowledge is not equal to implementation. So you have to follow the process very patiently. You have to follow the process. And slowly, just a few minutes back I said, let it take a year, 2 years, 3 years, the bhavanas. Till then, whatever is your concurrent chanting come hearing, you please offer. And simultaneously work pre-japa time to read more, hear more, contemplate more. If you don't hear and contemplate more, it will be a very slow process. Okay. So thank you very much. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna Nama Prabhu Ki Jai.